All right. Ooh. Bluebells. Beautiful little wood here. Well, I know where to come to get a few because this is literally 100 metres from my house, which is cool. So, trying the Insta 360 out, I don't know really what I'm doing, but yeah, cool. So, as you can see, the bluebells there are pretty nice. Just a case of messing around with this thing. I don't really have to get used to it. I've never used a 360 camera before. So yeah, really cool. But anyway, I'm going on a walk, so I just spotted these and I thought I'd pop down. It's weird holding a stick at 45 degrees when the camera's looking straight up, even though you know there's 360 degree sort of ball of information being recorded. Pretty mad. Looking forward to sticking this on the back of the car actually. Should be quite cool. Doesn't weigh that much, but I think if you carried it a long way, you probably know about it. But it's pretty cool how you can literally have it up here looking like an eye sort of bird's eye view whilst walking. Almost a drone shot that you know is pretty well stabilised. You know, it's pretty cool. And then bring it back down, or even have it down here on the floor, walking off my shoes. So I'm basically just messing around, seeing kind of what it's doing basically. So I think things like trees and stuff going above me looks really quite cool, as it did a second ago when I went through the bluebell wood. It looked really nice. So it's not raining today, which is great compared to last time, which I got absolutely soaked through. Well actually, not 100%, my shoes kept me dry, and my North Face windstopper jacket actually held up pretty well considering it's not actually a waterproof coat. I was only just about wet sort of here. Everywhere else kept me pretty dry, so that was quite impressive. I think I'm going to go wander back to the derelict house, you know, the scary little house that I found. So gonna have a nose down there. I'll be back shortly. Squirrel just went over there somewhere. So obviously one of the reasons for doing this means you can see me talking, but also at the same time you can see footage from the other side if I need to, which is kind of cool. Also I thought that would be really handy if I put the Insta360 on the on like the RX10 on the hot shoe or on the A1 to actually record what's going on. A massive wide, not necessarily 360, you don't really want to see it at my nose, but you know, you can see to the left and the right quite heavily of what's actually going on, so that's quite cool. Yeah. But nice lake. Do you know what? It's there's a plane buzzing around. It keeps flying around. It's obviously filming or taking photos or something. So today I just literally went and did my last handover, gave my keys back to work and everything like that. So that was what do you call it? The last almost bit of release from work. You know, the stress is now in theory gone. So, which is great, and that means I can now concentrate on myself, come out and do walks like this every day, vlog it. I didn't bring any cameras with me today because one, the light's a bit rubbish, and two, just thought I'm going to play around with this a bit, and you know, if you carry something else, it's just another distraction. But typically today I made a couple of wraps, just salad wraps for lunch. You know, cameras indoors. I sit down in the garden because it's not cold, it's just a bit dull, and literally woodpecker, nuthatch, 2 young looking robins, blackbird. I mean, nothing crazy apart from the woodpecker was quite cool to see, but all this wildlife. And literally I've just had 3 squirrels run past me, one being a baby one, and when I've come down here before there's been hardly any wildlife at all, and today it's just chirp chirp chirp. And it just seems to be because it's cooler, I don't know, they're just out and about a bit more today. The cool thing about this camera here, obviously you've got the invisible stick, so I'm holding the stick with the camera and everything. There's another squirrel, and a nuthatch over in the distance over there, not that you're able to see. But the cool thing about the stick and everything, obviously it takes away that I'm actually holding anything as such. It still looks a bit weird because your hand's a bit, you know, so I'll try and keep it down to my side a bit. So I thought I'd try the time-lapse function out, which works pretty well by the looks of things. Standby mode, but I'm just sort of, I've only got 1 battery and I don't know how long it lasts, so you know, it's one of those things of just getting used to. Oh, blimey, almost fell off then. Alright. But the mud everywhere is crazy. The cool thing about this camera is you can stick it through things. Not that I have, but we can stick it through a hedge and have a look out the other side. You know, what camera can you do that with easily with ease? You know, I've got a 70 centimetre pole, which is kind of cool. Oh, what was that? I'm guessing a pheasant. Where'd that go? There it goes. It's properly knackered. Even roof tiles sliding off. Really not brilliant. Danger, keep out. Don't know how dark it is in there, but we'll have a look. Mad. Be a cool house though. But I mean, the huge crack and subsidence on that rear wall there is mental. We've added double glazed windows to it. Madness. Apparently the owner is a Russian, or something like that, apparently a Russian, and they've been trying to restore it, but because there's no access to their place, literally, there's a house that's got no roads. Yeah, it's got no roads, no access. Don't think it's even got any services, so I don't even think it's even got power. They've been apparently starting to do the work themselves, but that building is knackered. I mean, it literally has got a huge crack down the side of it. Don't know how old it is. Very, very old. It looks pretty 100 years plus. So yeah, don't know really. Difficult one. I thought I'd go and have a look at the stream. I mean, if you were clever, and this flows all year round, this stream, and it's quite fast flowing over there. You can't really see, but you could put a water turbine there. It would be possible to power up your own stuff, you know, which would be cool. Should we try out the waterproofness of this thing? Let's find, is there any clear water? I've heard the sheep have been using the bridge. Or no, that's deer. There could be sheep. But I love that little waterfall bit over there. There's no fish, but it's quite clear water actually. Flowing. There's a lot of sheep in the field over there. I could walk up there, up through the footpath. But I think I'm going to go back the way I came. So the cool thing about this is obviously you can move it around, and obviously on a stick you've got loads of articulation, which is kind of cool. Let's try some more slow motion. So I love a bit of slow motion, and obviously this is only at 120 frames per second, but it's still quite interesting how you can slow stuff down a bit and then, you know, mess around with it a bit more, which is totally cool. Having the camera in slow motion, you can't move the 360. It seems to lock it. So I was lucky that it did this camera and not the other camera, the front camera. So obviously I'm looking up at myself. So I still need to get my head around this bit. So it's not perfect, but still looks quite cool. And yeah, it's certainly opened my eyes to trying to be a bit more creative with the cameras. Especially this. I mean, you can literally just walk along and you can pick the angle of view you want. You know, obviously my feet moving there, going through the grass. I'm literally just touching the top of the grass there as I'm walking along. And then, you know, just showing your point of view with the sunlight coming down through the trees and everything. You've got the bluebells, you know, moving so you can see my phone in use as a camera. Just works really nicely. So we're back on the path of the mud. So good news. So I've got jobs coming in left, right and centre, and I've not even advertised at all yet. Not even done my website up yet. Not done anything. And I've had, in the last week, 7 jobs come in. I know it doesn't sound a lot, but 7 jobs. Some are quite big, some are little ones. ones with the drone. You know, so that's really, really cool. Really pleased. So yeah, but nothing too much. I don't want to do too much anyway at the moment. I just want to, one, I need to go and have my little trips and things, a few little plans I've got to do, and yeah, so yeah, I've got one next week, which is cool. Won't take too long, hopefully. We just got to work out best time to do it, and yeah, really, really cool. So that's very pleasing. Nice to know that I'm needed as such, or wanted, which is cool. Oh my god, this mud. It's got that, it's almost like that clayey sort of weird, squidgy, but a little bit sticky, but slippery. I think that's... so yeah, amazing. Right, back onto the posh put bath. Oh, it's stunning, that lake. You just hear the overflow on it, rushing over. So my first thoughts of using this camera, absolutely brilliant. Taking a little bit of getting used to it, obviously, and I will be out with it again. Let me know what you think below in the comments, and please click the subscribe button, little notification bell as well. I shall see you soon. And guess what? I've got a cold and a sore throat, so that's why I sound a bit silly today. But hopefully that'll go. I'll catch you later, guys. New video coming very, very soon.